Well, hi, this is Jay Arthur, author of Lean Six Sigma Demystified, Lean Six Sigma for Hospitals, and the QI Macros. I don't know about you, but have you ever had an experience where it was easier to learn something and harder to learn something, and you couldn't quite understand why that was true? Well, I think the same thing is true of Six Sigma. Now, back when I first came to Colorado from the Arizona desert, right, they said, well, you've got to go skiing. And so we'd go up into the mountains, and I rented these skis and these big cumbersome boots, and the skis were 5.5 feet long, and they'd take you out on the little bunny hill, and they taught you that you were supposed to use a snowplow. So you were supposed to kick your skis out and then kind of try and learn how to snowplow your way around the mountain. And you get on these little bunny hills, and there'd be a little rope tow, and it would tow you up the mountain, and then you were supposed to go down using this method. Boy, I could not get that, right? Now the idea is eventually you're going to straighten out and your skis are going to go straight. I kind of gave up on skiing. But then I went back east to work for Bell Laboratories, and there was a friend of mine, Dave, and he was from New England Hill, I was from Mountain Bell, and so we'd get on the AT&T ski train, right? So AT&T Ski Club would go up into Vermont, New Hampshire, to Killington or Sugar Bush or someplace to go skiing. And I said, well, I just never was able to figure out how to ski. And they said, oh, it's too easy. They have graduated link method. So I go up there, get up one morning, right, and get on the 3.5-foot skis that they start you with. And they teach you not snowplow, they teach you to go straight. And if you want to change directions, you just jump up, kick your skis to one side. Jump up, kick your skis to the other side. And, it took us up the bunny hill, and wow, by lunch I went up to 4.5-foot skis. And that was pretty easy, and so I went up to one of the easy slopes, and got on the chairlift, went all up to the easy slope, and I was coming down that, and that was pretty comfortable. Next morning I'd get up, I'd go in and trade in my 4.5-foot skis for 5.5-foot skis and go up on the mountain, whoosh, right? I'm skiing, right? In 24 hours I went from I can't ski to no problem skiing. This is the secret sauce, I believe, in life. There's easy ways to learn things and hard ways to learn things. Now, I went out to Hawaii, out to Maui, and they were teaching ukulele lessons, free ukulele lessons at one of the hotels. And the guy that was teaching it, Jason Jerome at Lahaina Music, and I'll shout out to him because I think he kicks. I mean, he's just terrific. So he teaches us, he brought ukuleles for everybody, and he goes, well, he teaches us one finger song. So you just put one finger on the 3rd fret, that's a C chord. Okay. Then he'd have us slide it down 1 fret, add another finger. Well, that's a G6 chord, he would say. And then you pick up those 2 fingers and put them up there, and you have a D7 chord. Now with these 3 chords, you can play a heck of a lot of songs, right? You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't never caught a rabbit, ain't no friend of mine. But then he transitioned into, I saw you in my dreams last night on a white sandy beach in Hawaii, right? So very quickly we had three chords, and in an hour we were playing classic songs and having a lot of fun and so on. And obviously since then I've kind of taken the ukulele and gone a little bit further with it. But can we learn things really quickly? Sure. And one guy that is obsessed with it is Tim Ferriss. Now you may love him or hate him. This is his 4-Hour Chef book. But the opening chapters are about speed learning. How do we learn things really quickly, right? And he's obsessed with that. There's another book called The First 20 Hours by, I think it's, I want to say Josh Kaufman, but that could be wrong. Anyway, the idea is we can learn things really quickly. And since then, I've studied neurolinguistic programming and accelerated learning and all kinds of things. Can we learn the essential tools of Lean and Six Sigma in 4 to 8 hours? And I believe the answer is yes. Right? You're not going to learn all the tools in Six Sigma. You're going to learn all the methods that could possibly be known, but that's what we teach. Right? Why do we need 2 weeks to do green belt training and 4 weeks to do black belt training? I can't teach it in more than a day. I spend 2 or 3 hours in the morning on Lean, 2 and 3 hours in the afternoon on Six Sigma using the QI macros to accelerate everybody's learning about how to draw control charts, Pareto charts, histograms, fishbones, flow charts, all that kind of stuff, value stream mapping, Post-it notes. And those people come out of that one-day training knowing more than the people I used to spend a whole week training. Because humans will learn really quickly if you give them the patterns really quickly. All right? If they see the same pattern over and over again, they'll go, oh, and their unconscious gets it, and then it becomes part of their neurology, and off they go. So I want to argue that it is possible to learn things so much more quickly than we could possibly imagine. And I'm going to encourage you that go out and look, right? Because there are answers to anything you want to learn. When I want to learn how to make animated things on the computer, I went out and a 12-year-old taught me how to use PowerPoint and animation transitions to build a whole animation sequence, right, in PowerPoint. And it took me about an hour, right? So I went from 0 to hero. And I believe it's possible for all of us. So that's learning fast and slow. You can make the choice to go slow, or you can make the choice to go fast. And I think fast is the right answer, because speed is the healing app. Speed is magical. Speed is everything. All right? And if you think back on your own education, you learned all kinds of stuff through high school or college or whatever. I mean, I learned things that I've never used. But did I need to know those? Do I need to know differential equations, Laplace transforms, and all the stuff I learned in operations research? Well, if I was, trying to figure out how to schedule aircraft around all the airports in America, yeah. But for the average Joe or Susie working in a normal business, no. All right, so a very tiny bit of knowledge, I call it, again, the 450 rule, a tiny bit of knowledge will give you 50, 60, 80% of the bang for the buck. That's what Ferris does. He looks for the 20% that's going to give him 80% of the bang for the buck. You should too. All right, and it doesn't matter if it's Six Sigma or whatever, or skiing or ukulele or whatever. Go out and look for the high-speed answer to learn the thing you want to know. I'm Jay Arthur. We'll see you next time.